when you become calm as a leader, you are incredibly efficient. What gives you that edge in creating that increased success and sustained success is your state. If you're using stress as a fuel to make those decisions, then you are getting burnt out. But as a business leader, you need to hold a vision for your inner state.
In my own division, we have achieved the highest profit in our history. I am an executive in a listed business company with nearly 5,000 employees. I have been part of this company for many years, and I am also a business owner. Throughout my life and professional journey, I have always been searching for answers to some very simple yet profound questions. What should I do? How can I become successful? How can I nurture my skills, find the right support, and grow in life and business? In this process, I have worked hard, explored many possibilities, and taken many steps to build my career and business. But along the way, I also experienced deep stress. I felt suppressed, burdened, and emotionally overwhelmed by many things in life. Through my own journey, I began to realize that the distress, suffering, and inner questions I carried are not mine alone. Many people in the Japanese business world are also going through similar struggles. Many business people may be silently asking themselves, why was I born on this planet? Why am I doing this work? What is the deeper purpose of my business and my life? Even though many of us have heard that meditation and observing our inner state are important, we often feel that business and meditation are completely opposite to each other. Business seems to demand speed, pressure, ambition, and constant action, while meditation seems to represent calmness, stillness, and detachment. For many people, meditation may even mean leaving everything behind: family, money, responsibilities, and worldly success. But I would like to understand this more deeply from you, Sri Preethaji. How can meditation and a calm inner state help someone like me who is in the business world? How can inner peace, clarity, and meditation support success, leadership, and meaningful work in business?
If you look at people who are successful in their business and consistently, and who's able to gain success at the same time, keep that success, sustain that success that they have gained, it is people who are able to make very intelligent decisions and people who are able to perform actions that is right for the situation, not once, but consistently, day after day, day after day. They are people who are able to provide intelligent decisions and actions consistently. And it is these people who are successful. And it is these people who are also enjoying that entire process of success and what they are able to create with their skills. Now, coming to how to make those decisions, those right decisions and intelligent decisions, wise decisions, and to perform actions consistently from the place of passion and connection. The key to it lies in one's inner state. The key to being successful, being able to sustain that success, being able to enjoy the entire process of success is dependent on one's inner experience. If it is that of stress, when your inner state is stress, when your inner state is anxiety, when your inner state is frustration, when that is the inner experience from which you go to work every morning, and from that state you're making or relating to people in your organizations, or from that state you're making decisions, from that state you're performing actions, all that is actually not going to allow you to enjoy the process. It is not going to allow you to yield good results. Even if by chance success does come, you are not able to sustain that success. So one's state, dependent on one's inner experience, is the external life. So far, what the world believed is that if you are able to have good skills, you have right management strategies, or you have the knowledge, then you will be successful. But that is not really going to give success. What is going to give success is the power of your inner experience. If you are someone who's very calm, very quiet internally, and you are able to look at the situations, because a business person is constantly faced with challenges, obstacles. The role of a business person, of a leader in business, is about identifying and then dissolving. And that needs a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of clarity. And that comes when one is internally very calm and quiet. If one is disturbed internally, it is a lot of chaos internally that one experiences, and that kind of shows up in the decisions one makes and the actions one performs, and it is not going to be fruitful in creating success. And more importantly is, when you're acting out of stress and dealing with life, dealing with the business problems, you get burnt out. It is like a paper. You're using a paper as a fuel, it burns very easily. Or if you use sugar as a fuel, it burns your body. If you're using stress as a fuel to make those decisions, then you are getting burnt out. And that is when these questions come.
Yes.
What am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this work? What am I doing in my business? Is it worth it at all? Am I supposed to do something else? Am I in the wrong place? Am I doing the right thing? So all these questions flood one self, especially when they're using stress and performing actions. Basically, they're wrong actions. And when you do perform wrong actions and make wrong decisions from the state of stress, because your stressful state lacks wisdom, your stressful state lacks that calm and that quiet that you need as a business person. And then what you encounter is more problems, more challenges, and you're going to kind of get burnt out in the entire process. If it is, you are able to nurture beautiful states in consciousness, and let's make it simpler. If you are able to be internally very quiet, very calm, and you actually begin to see so much more. Your stressful state distorts your perception. You're not able to actually see the situation, see all the problems that is there. And that is why the decisions are very lopsided, because of a perception that is wrong. And then you face the consequences of those decisions, which is going to be more problems and more chaos.
Okay. As I was listening, I understood that I had been going through exactly what you were speaking about. Earlier, I was living in a state of suffering. When it came to negotiating with others, I was not good at it at all. I was not confident as a public speaker, and I also found it very difficult to speak one-on-one with my subordinates. Because of this, I often felt unworthy of speaking in front of people. I felt that I was not capable of discussing important matters or negotiating with others. I also felt inadequate because I could not communicate personally with my subordinates. All these feelings pushed me deeper into suffering. After I began this journey, I realized that there was a deep fear within me, but instead of facing that fear, I was trying to justify it. I kept telling myself that it was normal to have this fear, and in that way, I was actually trying to escape from it. Because of this fear, I would often ask someone else to speak on my behalf, negotiate for me, address people publicly, or communicate with my subordinates. This had become my usual pattern. But through this journey with the gurus, I understood how much fear I had been carrying within me. That awareness became very clear. Now I can see that the way I was functioning in business was not coming from my heart, but from fear. As you said, when I became calm within, everything began to happen naturally. Now I am able to speak, negotiate, lead, and connect with people much more easily. I no longer feel the same resistance or fear. Everything has become more natural. After this inner shift, even the challenges within the company began to decrease. At the management level, things began to become more stable and harmonious. The company now functions with greater clarity, and fewer people are needed to manage and lead the organization. In my own division, we have achieved the highest profit in our history. The company is doing amazingly well, and many positive changes are happening. This journey has brought about a deep transformation in me, not only as a person, but also as a business leader.
So your state of calm as a leader who's leading a group of people, your freedom from your fear and your hurt, when you become very calm, it results as greater profit in your division. It results as people being more happy, more joyful. That is a proof for how your state is impacting your success. Even if you have to measure success in terms of the joy of people around you, or the success in terms of the wealth, the profit that your division is making. But when you become calm as a leader, you are incredibly efficient. You're not efficient just because of your skills, which you have. You have the skills, you have the strategies, you have the knowledge, you have worked very hard, you have the experience. But what gives you that edge in creating that increased success and sustained success is your state. And imagine if every leader is able to perform from that state and the great good that they can do for their organization, their people, their lives. And you're creating an environment which is very comforting, very joyful, which is where there is more care, where there is more joy and connection rather than just being focused on efficiency. And the result is also the efficiency that your state creates.
Thank you. As a business leader in Japan, I would like to understand where I should begin. What is the first step I must take to move into a calm inner state? What practices or changes should I start with in order to bring greater calmness, clarity, and balance into my life and leadership? Shri Preethaji, if you have a message for business leaders in Japan, I would be grateful to receive it.
So the message would definitely be that, as business leader, you hold a vision. You hold a vision for the organization. You hold a vision for your company. You hold a vision for everything outside. Externally, you're very clear. You need to have a vision. But as a business leader, you need to hold a vision for your inner state, because your stress is burning you out. It is creating disease in your body, in your brain, in your mind. It is creating disruption in the external environment. It is not allowing you to make intelligent decisions. So a vision for your inner state, which we call as the spiritual vision, is extremely important. And in that lies the key to creating success. In that lies the key to sustaining the success that you have created. And also in that lies the key to actually enjoying the entire process of creating that success. We believe that we will be happy one day when you have achieved what you wanted to achieve, because that's what every business person thinks. But what I want to definitely tell you is that is not the way to live life. The way to live life is every moment, every experience, every passing day. You need to feel joyful. You need to feel calm. That is when you're not getting burnt out from within. And when you're operating from stressful state, it is going to create destruction in your body, in your mind, in your relationships, in your life, in terms of decisions that you make, the actions that you perform. If that has to change, one has to start with having a spiritual vision. And would definitely kind of nurture a beautiful state in one's consciousness. Do the soul sync practice, because it is like actually involving your breath, your mind, your awareness, and moving into this peaceful, calm state day after day. So do this 12-minute soul sync practice to kind of nurture the inner state. And that would be your starting point, and hold a spiritual vision. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Harigata.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.